The wait is finally over. October 26th. See you guys in Prague.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with a major announcement that the entire bodybuilding world has been waiting for quite some time now. The reigning 2x 212 Olympia champion Keone Pearson is gonna be making his men's open bodybuilding debut at this year's Prague Pro, which is happening about 2 weeks after the Olympia this year. Now this isn't a permanent switch as per Keone, but the fact is he might look so overwhelming next to open guys in the lineup that he might change his mind and he might end up going for a big show like the Arnold O'Hare next year. Chase that big paycheck. Because it's not just the fans that have been saying that Keone Pearson is arguably the best bodybuilder in the world right now. Most of the experts out there, they have the same opinion that even if Keone does the men's open this year, which is happening in less than 5 weeks time, he might end up in that top 3.
I truly believe I'm very worthy up to be on the open stage and to compete with the big guys and make some noise. So I'm super excited to do this. I'm not officially in the open because I'm going back down to the 212, but I just want to, challenge myself. I love this shit. I don't run from work. I don't run from the challenge. I run to it, and I'm all about the work.
So a big shout out to all the people running this year's Prague Pro. They are turning this show into a very exciting one. As last year we saw Chris Bumstead make his men's open debut and how he was able to push a top 4 Olympian, Martin Fitzwater, at that show. And this year we are about to witness one of the best bodybuilder in the modern era at the very least, Keone Pearson, at that show. So it is gonna be very interesting to see whether some of these top guys from the men's open, they are willing to go up against Keone. Like for instance, the reigning champion at that show, Martin Fitzwater. Will he put his reputation on the line and go up against Keone? Now, 2 of the classic guys that we all wanna see at Prague Pro, they are Ramon Dino and Mike Sommerfeld. And that isn't a big ask. They will already be in shape and it will be just another 2 weeks of dieting and getting things done. And to go up against a guy like Keone, that will be an honor and that will be a treat to watch. So Keone's men's open announcement that has been buzzing all over the bodybuilding media in these last few hours. So it will certainly be a show to remember. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So the official scorecard of this year's Italy Pro, that has been released. And it is going to shock some guys like Quentin Beastwood and Mark Hector to their absolute core. So this was the most difficult show to predict after the prejudging because they moved around all these guys, and I'm gonna say a bit too much, and it was just pretty damn difficult to pinpoint who is in the lead, who is the solid winner. Now some of you guys who were watching this show live, they must have heard these words from the head judge that it is wide open. But as per the scorecards, Ors got the perfect scores both at the prejudging as well as at the finals. So if we just go by the technicals, the scorecards, then Ors did not just win this show. The man absolutely demolished the whole competition. And I wonder how it's gonna play into the minds of all these competitors going for this upcoming Europa Pro show, which is happening in Germany, and that is happening next weekend. Knowing that the same head judge, they are gonna be there in Germany, and the same guy who just won this show, he's also gonna be there. So this was probably one of those shows where most of the people out there, they got their predictions very wrong. I do not think anybody had Ors Glashinsky winning this show. And looking at the scorecard, knowing that a guy from Classic Physique, he just crushed the entire competition, that is the most wild thing that we witnessed during 2025. So how high do you guys think Ors can place in the men's open debut at the Olympia this year? So it is another great week for the entire bodybuilding world as the official list for the upcoming Europa Pro that is now out. So let's just take a moment to respond to all the people who kept on saying that open bodybuilding, that is going in the wrong direction, and that classic physique is gonna take over in the future. Well, they could not have been more wrong. So, 30 guys are gonna be competing at Europa Pro in the men's open bodybuilding this weekend, which is almost double the numbers, double the amount of competitors who are competing in classic in that same show. So that pretty much says everything about the rising interest in the men's open class. So the three big names that immediately stand out, they're Urs, Quentin, and Mark Hector. So kind of surprising to see people's reaction that Urs is doing a show in Germany. So he was committed to doing this show even before he signed up for Italy Pro, which happened last weekend. And there is just no way he would miss a chance to compete in front of his home crowd, in front of thousands of German fans. So Urs is going for 2 back-to-back wins. So it's gonna be Quentin's last shot to qualify for this year's Olympia. So he came in second in Italy, and he has also put out an official response after this year's Italy Pro, and he looks very much satisfied with the way he looked in that show. And I think no one can dispute that Quentin was at his all-time best, but Urs just came out of nowhere. The question is how much better he can get in 1 week time. So Quentin has been getting those second place finishes for quite some time now, and this is where he must win a show and finally qualify for the Olympia.
I saw this cool quote that said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but it's in rising every time that we fall." You know, stay focused. You know what I'm saying?
So Mark Hector is undoubtedly another major contender to win this show and get his Olympia qualification. He has more muscle, more size, more density, especially in the side shots, than both Urs and Quentin. So it will be interesting to see how much more separated Mark's squads are gonna be at this show, because they are gonna determine whether he wins this show or not. So there is another wild card in this lineup, and that is Ali Edward, who just did Dubai Pro this year, and he placed top 6, and people actually had him higher than that. So this man also has a lot of muscle, a lot of mass on his frame, so he's gonna be another wild card in there. So Louis Breed and Matthias Holwick, the 2 guys who made top 6 in Italy, they are also both in. Keone, the former 3 times Olympian, who placed well below his own expectations, and that was top 7 to be precise, he's gonna have another go. And how can we miss this German guy, Roman Fritz, who is coming back to the stage after almost 2 years. Kinda funny that Roman started dieting like 4 weeks back, and the man is already show ready, and he's gonna be absolutely ripped on the stage. So this is gonna be the last Olympia qualifier for this year. Who did you guys have winning? Is it gonna be Urs's show one more time, or do either Quentin or Mark have a shot? So Sergio Oliva Jr. has also given an official response after a devastating experience at this year's Italy Pro. So if we rule out his multiple Arnold and 1 Olympia appearance, I don't think Sergio has ever placed outside of the top 3 in any show that he has done before. And he came in 4th at this past Italy Pro. And as per him, he was looking probably at his all-time best just 4 hours out before the show. But to get more fullness and more pop, he added more food to his carbs loading protocol. And that led to his stomach looking very blown out and him looking very watery and spilled over. Now, isn't there also a possibility that the competitors that Sergio went up against at this show, they came in a lot better than him, and he would not have won this show even if his stomach was tight and even if he came in looking very sharp? Plus, if it was just a picking issue and a timing thing, why Sergio isn't going for this upcoming Europa Pro next weekend, it will be a great chance to fix those errors and redeem himself. And Sergio, being a veteran in the men's open, why was he changing the way he hit his front double biceps on the stage? That did not do him any good either. And if we take a look at the pictures that he posted 4 hours before the show, he does appear a lot better than how he looked on the stage. But that being said, all these bodybuilders, they look amazing in that perfect lighting setup and also standing by themselves. So the one promise that Sergio delivered on was that his back that looked a lot better compared to FIBA Germany earlier this year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.